class.
Good morning, Miss Alexis.
Today we will be talking about something that hasn't been around for centuries due to our advancement in medical technology, diseases. The sixth millennium was from 1500 to 2500 AD.
What are you talking about?
This was the time period in history when people died from illnesses.
I know all about diseases.
Oh yeah? I bet I know more.
If you really know so much, try to name 2 diseases.
Cholera.
Ebola.
It's a rap battle!
Now this is a story all about how Ebola flips lives upside down, and I'd like to take a minute to sit right there, because if you get Ebola, I hope you have healthcare.
In London, England, born and raised, in some brackish water it spent most of its days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. Colorado preys on people from Liverpool.
Okay, enough of that. I think you all need some first-hand experience for some primary research. Let's take a field trip. Excuse me?
Where are we?
We've gone back in time to discover more about the cholera epidemic.
That's so cool.
Look at these people getting their drinking water from the Thames River. In this time, people didn't know exactly how diseases were caused. As you can see, those people just got their drinking water from the same river that they dumped their waste and trash in.
I'm Edwin Chadwick. I think this disease is caused by the awful stenches in our city. We should do something about it. This is the cholera bill. I'll order you to dump all cesspools and sewage pits into the river. They are making us all sick by creating terrible smells.
Parliament passed the Nuances Removal and Disease Prevention Act in 1846. All this did was encourage people to put more trash in the Thames, which only increased the epidemic's strength. Wow, Edwin Chadwick responded to this disease really poorly. Exactly. The idea that cholera was water-based was not discovered until nearly 2 decades later by a man named John Snow.
I know all about him. He faced a lot of opposition because knowledge of bacteria and microbes was just being discovered at the time.
There are a lot of negative consequences to treating these diseases. Did we ever learn how to properly treat them? That's the next thing we're going to learn. Let's go to the time machine.
Whoa, there's so many dead people here.
Yeah, look at all these dead people. It appears to me they have high fevers, tiredness, muscle aches, abdominal pain, and diarrhea.
Why can't they just take some medicine?
That's not how it works here. The disease was extremely detrimental to countries with weak health systems and a lack of access to clinical care. We should go. It's too dangerous to be wandering around with this many people infected. Ebola killed between 50 to 90% of those who fell ill with the virus. Well, where are we going to go?
Let's go to the United States, see how they responded to the virus. Sorry, we can't allow you into the United States. According to this primary source CDC report, there are tightened treatment protocols because the Ebola experts concluded that the West Africa Ebola outbreak met criteria to be a public health emergency of international concern.
Oh, why can't you just test us for Ebola? What are the causes?
I know that it's spread by bodily contact with infected blood or bodily fluids. You're correct. Evidence suggests that fruit bats are the likely natural host for the virus, but monkeys and other primates are thought to have played a significant role in early transmission. Miss Alexis, I'm so glad we figured out a way to get into the U.S. We should go visit a victim. What's this? This is quarantine. The victim can't see anyone for 21 days.
Then why are we here?
That's a good point. Let's go back to 3018 and finish our lesson. So, class, I want you to write down what you learned today.
Well, I helped inform the class on all things Ebola and how it was better treated than cholera.
And I learned more about how cholera affected people way back when
medical advancements were minimal.
Yes, very good. By comparing these two diseases from different times throughout the history of the world, we were able to first-handedly experience some differences in how people were able to account for these impacts of illnesses. Yes?
I did. When we were in London's past, the people decided to pass an act that ended up increasing the effects of cholera because of the lack of medical knowledge in the early years of the world.
That's great. Anything else?
I also learned how, as the world's medical knowledge progressed, like when new ideas arose to deal with diseases, for example, quarantining people to try to contain the ill to decrease the probability of Ebola spreading.
Great work, kids. Now you can take your phones out of the bins, but please stay seated until the bell rings.